Hello and welcome to Demoptimism. I'm Tom Daly. I'm the director of the Demoptimism Project and a professor at Melbourne Law School. And I was really honoured to be invited to give one of the keynote addresses at the first international conference on law and politics. It took place in Maceió in the northeastern state of Alagoas in Brazil on the 5th and 6th of August 2025 on the theme Democracy, Justice and Constitutionalism in the Digital Era. Now, after the conference, I was very interested to find out more about what had motivated the co-organizers. So I was delighted to sit down with Dr. Ingrid Dantas, who was one of the real driving forces behind this event. So Ingrid, I'm delighted to chat with you. And my first question is a pretty open one. What motivated you to organize this event?
First of all, thank you, Professor Tom, for having me here and for all the valuable contributions to the first International Conference on Law and Politics in Alagoas. The idea for this event came from realizing how much we need interdisciplinary and interinstitutional spaces that can address contemporary democratic challenges from both national and comparative perspectives. So by bringing together speakers and participants from diverse backgrounds in public law and political science, and combining theory with practice, we wanted to create such a space where we could share diagnosis but also explore possible solutions that can help us move toward a stronger commitment to democracy.
So it's really striking that you emphasize a stronger commitment to democracy. Why do you think it's important to talk about these issues right now?
The conference theme was chosen to address the contemporary challenges that autocratization and digitalization pose to democracy, justice, and constitutionalism, forcing us to rethink concepts and practices once seen as stable. That urgency became clear during the very same 2 days of the conference. Brazil saw a former president accused of attempting a coup placed under house arrest. Far-right moves in Congress sought to undermine judicial independence, and international pressures tested the very meaning of sovereignty and the rule of law, all unfolding at the fast, intense pace of digital communication. So, in real time, the events outside the auditorium were a powerful reminder that addressing this theme is not just important, it's really essential.
Absolutely, there were so many reminders about why the theme of the conference was so important during the conference. But for you, what lessons did you draw from the conference?
There were many lessons for sure, but three really stayed with me. First, the power of connecting people and institutions truly committed to democracy, fostering spaces, whether national, transnational, or global, where we can stand together and think through the democratic challenges of our time. Second, that building democratic resilience is never easy. Individually, it takes courage, purpose, and a lot of work. But even that is not enough without the support and shared commitment of many amazing people, like Professors Luciana and Elaine, and of course you, Professor Tom. And third, and maybe this is the most important, that despite all difficulties, it is always worth researching, engaging in dialogue, and above all, believing in democracy.
I love that you speak about believing in democracy because I really feel you're putting that belief into action. So, my final question, I'd like to know more about your research and what comes next for you because I'm aware that you've just finished your PhD thesis on constitutional design, the Supreme Federal Court, and illiberalism. And really, there's so many potential routes. So, tell me more.
Certainly, my research work combines comparative constitutional law and political science with a focus on institutional designs in contexts of democratic backsliding. My PhD thesis, soon to be published as a book, examined constitutional courts in illiberal regimes and propose designs to strengthen democratic resistance while limiting judicial politicization, with particular attention to the Brazilian Constitutional Court. Looking ahead, I plan to expand this research in a postdoctoral project, moving beyond courts to explore in a comparative perspective other institutions and constitutional designs that can foster democratic resilience and sustainability. I also hope to help create more opportunities like this conference, bringing together the academic and professional community in support of democratic constitutionalism.
Thanks so much, Ingrid. That's fascinating, and I really can't wait to see what you do next. Congratulations again on such a worthwhile event, and here's hoping that this is the first of many collaborations in the future. Thank you.
Thank you once again, Professor Tom, for this opportunity and for supporting this conference, and above all, for your commitment to democracy in Brazil and across the world.